which are from the text, which are things that I really enjoy, and I think Miss Vivian really enjoys about where the play is set. And on top of that, we talked about, concepts. What are some of the themes that run through the show, and how can those be expressed in terms of the placement and the physical reality of the set? And a lot of the things that came up in our discussions were the fact that you have all of these three very distinct worlds that are living right on top of each other. So we talked a lot about layering, which sort of led us to this idea of ghost towns in the middle of this dry lake bed, which in turn leads itself to, I don't know how well y'all can see from that angle.
If you need to move up, you certainly may, by all means. Short big kids go in the front. There's just this important space.
So a lot of the, for lack of a better word, finished textures that you see right here are variations of parched and cracked earth. These platforms that you see, a lot of them are not faced, and that's actually done very intentionally. So there's an exposed timber, so you see what's underneath the surface of the world. And the part of it that unfortunately is not painted are the, the variants on that world. Up here you have what is essentially God's thumb, which is the mountain rock, which contrasts against the earth tones that you see here. And over here, we come more into town, sort of the schoolhouse, Madame Zeroni's, more architectural elements, which will still be blended in with this world, but they'll have just those little hints of the other worlds peeking through them. Practical stuff. There's a lot of levels. There's a lot of levels in these sets, and they're not all the same because it reflects the natural world, and that those steps are not an even 8 or 9 inches like you have in your houses. They jump and jog at different heights. There are there's 3 really pass-throughs on the set. There's an archway through the schoolhouse, which leads back into this wing. There's a natural arch through the mountain, which leads back here. This platform also wraps around and goes back this way. There's the exit through the center, which can go off both ways. And there are steps coming up to this level and back down this side. There are steps coming up to this level and back down that wrap back here. You can see them. So there's a lot of entrances and exits. There's a lot of ways to get on and off this set. There are no moving pieces. So everything you see is set, and it pretty much stays there with the possible exception of the boat. But we're still working that out.
I need the rehearsal report to reflect that I need to get her the pictures of the boat that we're talking about.
Got it.
I have not done that. Thank you.
We have this nice backdrop here, which will, and again, I didn't quite get time to it, elements that you see in this backdrop back here will also be wrapping this proscenium to give a further sense of expanse and just the wideness of this world. And that is what I have to say. So, here's your set.